All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're live.
Time is 10:01. Bring this back into order and see here. Galen, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you do an invocation to us?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us here today. Lord, we ask you for wisdom and understanding and discernment and help us just to do the right thing. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay, announcement of items discussed in closed session, please.
Thank you, Chair. Board met with 4 items in closed session. First was a conference with legal counsel, significant exposure litigation pursuant to Government Code 54956.9 D2. The report out is direction provided to staff. Second item was a liability claim. Claimant was George Jacobson. Agency claimed against County of Lassen. The board unanimously decided to reject the claim. Third item was another liability claim. Claimant was Kevin Fournier. It's a workers' compensation claim, TICA 600259. Agency claimed against was Lassen County, and report out is direction provided to staff. The final item was the employee performance evaluation, county administrative officer, and report out is direction provided to staff.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm looking for agenda approval, additions or deletions.
No change in this chart. I move approval. I'll second.
I have a motion by Alba and a second by Scanlon. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, public comment. One card. There's a bunch of names on here. Who's going to speak? Come up and speak, state your name, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. I'm Elijah Tuttle, part of local Boy Scout Troop 159. We've served Lassen County for the last 80 years. I'm currently working on my Eagle Scout project, which is going to be replacing 2 benches, installing 1 new bench, as well as some modifications to the flagpole and installing 25 new flagpoles for veterans coffin flags at the Diamond Crest Cemetery. Currently, my project has run up estimated costs of about $3,000. Most of that cost is looking at the 25 flagpoles for the new veterans coffin flags. I'm speaking to the committee in order to get more funds in order to fund my project. I expect that my project will be completed at the very latest in August because I have attachments that I need. I have things that I need to fulfill with Scouts during the summer, and I will be unable to work on my project until about August. I thank the board for its time and allowing me to come up here and speak. That will be all.
Okay.
Unless they have any questions that they wish to be addressed.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for this young man? Thank you. Is there any other public comment at this time? I'll bring it back up here for unagendized report. Jason, you want to start off?
Sure. Over the break, I attended a Sierra Alliance meeting. There's a lot of good moving parts there between the solar array and the runway projects. Did the Milford Food Pantry last month. That was very well attended. This Thursday, I'll be going to Hurlong Prison for their quarterly breakfast. Several NorCal EMS Zooms as well. I want to send a shout out to Matt May and code enforcement. They've been doing a heck of a job and got some good feedback and building and planning at the last Sierra Alliance meeting. So kudos to you guys and the Sheriff's Department for staying on top of everything and protecting everybody's quality of life as far as code enforcement complaints are concerned. And Matt May is doing a heck of a job as our interim public works director. I just wanted to thank him as well. Every time I turn around, he's got to put on a different hat. He's been very helpful. Also had the privilege of speaking at the Thompson Speak graduation ceremony over the break, and congratulations to the class of 2026, those that are promoted and graduated, congratulations. And attended the Boost Harmons bingo last night, biggest crowd yet, and I'm still to yell bingo bingo. So maybe next time in September. That's all I got.
You get a card. They're different cards, you know.
I'm cheap. I buy my mom 2 cards, but I don't buy myself one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Start off with, I'd like to use some of my discretionary funds. I'd like $500 to go to the Susanville FFA to help for their national trip to go back to compete nationally. I think it's in the Party Pro contest. So kudos to them for making that far. And I'd like to help them out with that. I'd also like to donate $250 to Mr. Tuttle's Boy Scout project for the Flag of the Diamond Crest deal. So if you could talk to somebody or county clerk to see where that goes, that would be outstanding. Help me out on that. And then I'd like to balance my discretionary funds to go to the Big Valley Recreation District. Last week I attended RC. RC was in the county of the chair, so we went down to Mariposa County, which is contains Yellowstone, or not Yellowstone, Yosemite. So we took a tour of Yosemite, went to a goat farm where they used to do commercial grazing for goats as a fire control. And then we visited their museum in the town of Mariposa. Anyway, they had a good turnout from all the board members, so that was good. Some of the things we talked about is the photo contest for each county to submit photos. So if anybody has a good photo they'd like to submit for the photo contest, get a hold of me, and that's got to be done this month. June 11th, they're having a ESPPA meeting, which I want to pass that along to Matt so we can do that. That's for the solid waste meetings. Golden State Connect, they've been working went a long ways in a few years from a complete startup to this is for the high-speed internet. They're at over $20 million now, and they've started their first laying of the first line. They just started that in Hamilton City here this last month, and they're going to start going with that in various areas. I think Monterey and Alpine, and there was another county they're going to be starting at. USDA, they have a rural infrastructure needs and availability, so we need to maybe look at that and apply for that. That's probably through the Public Works Department, because there's a lot of money in there that very few people are applied for. So we can look at doing that. Then also the other news is that AT&T, as well as Frontier, but AT&T has been the big pusher to get rid of all their landlines. And anyway, they bypassed California and they went to the federal FCC, and they got to pass through the FCC to get rid of all their landlines. So that's really going to hurt the rural communities who are way out there that rely on the landlines that don't have cell service. So anyway, it's probably going to, I don't know where that's going to end up at, but that's a big thing it's really going to hurt a lot of people, especially around here in Lassen County. So anyway, something to be aware of. The big takeaways from that. Also, congratulations to all the people that stuck their name in the hat for the elections. So congratulations for them. And then I guess the last thing I got is been kind of busy this week. My kids are getting married on Saturday at the ranch, so the wife's been cracking the whip on me, things cleaned up and get ready. So,
It's a big whip too, huh?
oh boy, it's starting. So that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Scanlon.
Sure. On May 21st, I attended the Spalding Neighborhood Watch meeting, and then tacked on a town hall meeting at the end of that, along with the Sheriff McGarva and the guys from Code Enforcement. We had about 45 people in attendance, and so it was a good meeting. And then on May 28th, I attended a special meeting with the Clear Creek Community Service District regarding personnel issues and other things up there in Clear Creek. And then on May 29th, I met with Lassen Forest Supervisor Rick Hobson regarding state historic preservation office and impact on grazing and some other stuff at the request of a constituent. And then we also talked about NEPA, the National Environmental Protection Act, And then on, the same day, May 28th, I attended the Rascaselli Circus at the county fair, with my grandkids. And I tell you what, that was a blast. It was a really, awesome family oriented time and, a great crowd and, neat performance by the folks that were there. On June 1st, I attended the Westwood Community Service District meeting. And then on June 5th, I attended well, actually, I talked to Lassen County Transportation Commission General Manager John Clarsey regarding the regional transportation plan and other aspects, just really getting educated on what that organization does. And so that was very educational for me. And then on June 6th, the anniversary of D-Day, attended the local air show here at the airport. And June 8th, yesterday, I attended a LAFCO meeting. And I also attended the Westwood Chamber of Commerce. Later today, I've got the Lassen County Pollution Control District board meeting and a fair board meeting tonight. And I want to give kudos to Sheriff John McGarva for being recognized by First Assembly District Assemblywoman Heather Hadwick for his 25 years of service to the county. She presented him with a nice plaque over at the Sheriff Department. Looked pretty cool. And I would like to dedicate $250 of my discretionary funds to Mr. Tuttle and his Eagle Project in support of Boy Scouts in general. My son was an Eagle Scout and two other sons were Boy Scouts, and so it's a worthy cause. And then last thing I'll mention is that coming up on July 11th is the Paul Bunyan Days event up in Westwood. And it's a great event. I've been blown away by how far away people come just to go to that and the chowder cook-off. But Paul Bunyan Days is just a neat time up there. I encourage everybody, if you can, to come to that. You'll be blessed. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Mr. Neely.
All right, on May 27th, I attended the senior lunch program training so that I could help and be a volunteer there for the lunch program. Today at 3, I got a law library meeting, and at 1, the air pollution meeting. And I also attended Sheriff McGarva's town hall meeting at Jensen Hall, and that was well attended. And then on June 15th, at the senior center, there's going to be a senior fair day, and I encourage everybody to attend that. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, on 5/20, I attended an agenda meeting. On the 21st, I drove down to Sacramento for the CSAC Board of Directors meeting, and that went really well. On the 25th, I went to Diamond Crest Cemetery, and it was a really nice day. We didn't get the flags out because of the threat of rain, but there was very well attended, and we have so much to be thankful for with our veterans. On the 27th, I attended a cultural competency meeting on Zoom. That evening, I attended the town hall meeting with John McGarva, and that was just a real nice meeting. After the meeting, I left for Anderson and went down to the Nortec Executive Board meeting, and there's a lot going on there. I'll talk about that a little further in a minute. That Friday, I went to my grandson's high school graduation. On the 3rd of June, I attended another agenda meeting. On the 6th, or 6/4, I had a behavioral health implementation meeting with what's coming down the pipe for behavioral health. And I don't think they were real happy with me because they're putting so many restrictions on behavioral health. One size does not fit all. They expect Lassen County to do what they do in LA. They want just a few, less than an hour to be anywhere in the county if there's a crisis. And it's impossible, even in the summertime. So We need to be aware of that. There's a lot of stuff that the state throws at us that one size does not fit all, and we're paying the price for it. And then on the 8th, I attended a Nortec executive board meeting on Zoom. And the reason they had that was our executive director for Nortec resigned, and we've got an excellent plan and a fill-in until we hire a new one. So I was very pleased with the outcome of that meeting. And then last night, I attended a behavioral health board meeting up at the hospital lane. And with my discretionary funds, I'd like to give $700 to the Historical Society. They are in really bad bind for a printer. I'd like to give $100 to Lassen Land and Trails Trust. And I'd like to give this young man $100 out of my discretionary fund. And
I'm
with
sorry,
that,
Gary, can you clarify who the $100 is to?
Mr. Tuttle,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. And then I'd like to close the meeting in memory of Shane Holland. And he's an incredible young man. We lost a good citizen there. With that, that's the end of unagendized report. And we'll go to D1, administrative penalties hearing.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Matt Shorts. I'm the building official for Lassen County Building Division. This hearing is to consider recovery of administrative penalties for a public nuisance located at an unassigned address in Ravendale, California. The parcel number is 047090037. The property is owned by Mr. Stephen Norby. The associated code enforcement file number is CDEF 2025-059. The administrative penalty is due to the owner's failure to abate the public nuisance. The recommendation is to receive the enforcing officer's report, to conduct a hearing, adopt, modify, or discharge the administrative penalties, and adopt a resolution ordering recordation of a lien against real property described herein in order to recover administrative penalties as established by the Lassen County hearing officer. The property owned by Mr. Norby was found to be in violation of Lassen County Code Chapter 1.18, as outlined in the decision of the hearing officer dated October 27th, 2025. The hearing officer ordered administrative penalties to the property owner in the amount of $17,500. Interest has accrued on the unpaid fines, bringing the total administrative penalty to $17,830.82.
Yes.
No question.
I do.
Okay.
So on the penalties and the interest, why has that, why does that stop? If we have, or did he pay it already?
No, these haven't been paid. Those are the administrative penalties to this date. They would continue to accrue as if this is adopted, then that goes on to this date, up to the hearing date. So those are accrued to today.
So we only get to charge the $1,000 up to the hearing date
Right.
and none past that.
For the actual administrative, the $1,000 a day, the interest itself would go up until this hearing date when it was adopted.
Okay, well, because the interest here, you have stopping December 31st, 2025. Today's June 9th.
Okay, I'd have to talk to our accountant to see exactly where we're at with that. I don't know.
And it appears on every one of these.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I was just curious why, if the property's not cleaned up, why we're still not charging $1,000 a day plus interest. So, and because here it is again, it's June 9th and you guys stopped it on,
There's
on December 31st. So what's going on?
there's a reason there. We can only charge for the 12 days. But I don't know exactly what it is. I'd have to report back to the board and see exactly what the reasoning is for the $1,000 a day. The interest itself can continue to accrue, but the actual penalty of $1,000 a day is limited to so many days. But I don't have a specific answer for you. I'd have to report back with them.
I mean, in this report, it should, at least the interest should have been in here.
Yeah, and I'm not positive if we have a limit on that. Again, I'd have to check.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
The documentation you attached with this includes, an amount of $17,830.82. Does that need to be, this might be an end question, does that need to be included in the resolution, or is it could increase, do we need that out? Like if we make a motion, do we have to put the dollar amount in?
My recommendation would be just make a motion for the resolution as presented.
All right.
Any other questions?
Well, this was an old boat girl.
Yes, sir. From September of last year, the hearing was in October of last year.
I'll make a motion,
Okay,
to receive the enforcing officer's report, having conducted the hearing and adopt, the administrative penalties and adopt a resolution ordering the recordation of a lien against real property described herein, on which a public nuisance was identified in violation of chapter 1.18 of the Lassen County Code.
okay, I have a motion.
Well, we need to have a hearing hear from the public.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I could get you to rescind your motion for temporary.
I would do that.
Okay. Is there any comment from the public?
So Chair, the procedure would be to formally open an administrative
Okay.
hearing at the time
I'll open a public hearing at this time.
Administrative.
Administrative hearing, I'm sorry.
at 10:23 a.m.
Is there any comment from the public? Either there is none.
In favor and opposition?
Those in favor? Anyone in favor? Is there anyone with opposition? Okay, we'll close the hearing
Back up there.
and bring it back up here for that motion.
I make the same one.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Canlin and a second by Mr. Ingram. Do I need to do a roll call vote, Michelle?
No, not
Okay.
for a resolution.
Okay, those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay, we'll go to number 2, administrative penalties.
This hearing is to consider recovery of administrative penalties for a public nuisance located at 738-200 Mar Road in Ravendale, California. Parcel number 047090036. The property is owned by Julia and Miguel Morales. The associated code enforcement file number is CDEF 2025-055. The administrative penalty is due to the owner's failure to abate the public nuisance. The recommendation is to receive the enforcing officer's report at the hearing, adopt, modify, or discharge administrative penalties, and to adopt a resolution ordering recordation of a lien against the real property described herein in order to recover administrative penalties as established by the Lassen County hearing officer. The property owned by the Moraleses was found to be in violation of Lassen County Code 1.18 as outlined in the decision of the hearing officer dated October 27th, 2025. The hearing officer determined that a public nuisance did exist as posted. The hearing officer ordered administrative penalties to the property owner in the amount of $17,500. Interest has accrued on the unpaid fines, bringing the total administrative penalty of $830.82.
Why? Is this a adult grow too?
Yes, sir.
Here I'll open an administrative hearing. Is there any questions? Comments? Is there anyone in favor? Comments on favor? About not in favor? I'll bring it back. I'll close that administrative hearing and bring it back up here. Looking for a motion.
Adopt a resolution ordering the recordation of a lien against real property described hereon, which a public nuisance were identified in violation of chapter 1.18 of the Lassen County Code.
We have a motion by Alba,
Second.
and I have a second by Ingram. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll go to number 3, administrative penalty hearing, Dormo.
This hearing is to consider recovery of administrative penalties for a public nuisance located at an unassigned address in Madeline. The parcel number is 031150009. The property is owned by Mr. Dormo. The associated code enforcement file number is CDEF 2025-054. The administrative penalty is due to the owner's failure to abate the public nuisance. The recommendation is to receive the enforcing officer's report, conduct a hearing, adopt, modify, or discharge the administrative penalties, adopt a resolution ordering recordation of a lien against real property described herein in order to recover administrative penalties as established by the Lassen County Hearing Officer. The property owner, Mr. Dormal, was found to be in violation of Lassen County Code Chapter 1.18, as outlined in the decision of the hearing officer dated October 27th, 2025. The hearing officer determined that the nuisance did exist as posted. The hearing officer ordered administrative penalties to the property owner in the amount of $17,500. Interest has accrued on the unpaid fines, bringing the total administrative penalty to $17,830.82.
Any questions?
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
How come there's no interest on this one?
Is it on the report itself, sir? Or?
Yeah, interest charged, administrative fees. It was, stopped, on 10/28/2025. The hearing officer fee of $500, no interest.
Yeah, I think
So who's preparing these?
county staff.
Well,
So
we need to start paying attention.
understood. Yeah, we have the interest fees included in our letter to you guys, but it is not on the Excel sheet. So we'll have to get those amended and put on there. But the interest fees would be the same. It's the same dates, the same amount as the previous ones and the other 5 in this.
I know, but how can we charge them? How can we vote and charge them interest when it's not on here? That's illegal.
Okay. Do you want to side table this one for now until we adapt it?
Can I ask a question of, Andrew? The dollar amount is included in the, memo from, the planning and building department, but
The total, the total.
the total amount, yeah, so even though it's not included in the, spreadsheet, which is an internal document, can we still vote on this? I think we could.
So we are on Nelson Dormal.
Yes.
D3.
Number 3.
So the interest amount is referenced in the staff report. It looks like interest is accrued, bring the total to administrative penalty of $17,830, and then it's also referenced in the resolution. So I believe there's nothing that's prohibiting the board from adopting the resolution that includes that penalty.
Right.
Any other questions? Want to open up an administrative hearing? Any questions? Anyone in favor? How about opposed? I'll close the administrative hearing, bring it back up here.
Here, there's no GoPro.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know, I mean, it sadly got to this area where we have to have all these things now, all because of the actions that the board of supervisors took years ago, and it's just sad to me, but here we are. I called it many years ago, but here we are. So with that, I would move to adopt the resolution ordering the recordation of a lien against the real property described herein, in which the public nuisance identified violation of chapter 1.18 of the Lassen County.
I have a motion by Alba
Second.
and a second by Scanlon. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, we'll go to number 4.
This hearing is to consider recovery of administrative penalties for a public nuisance located at 710-450 Antelope Drive in Madeline, California. Parcel number is 019-220-023. The property is owned by Mr. Ledesma. The associated code enforcement file number is CDEF 057. The administrative penalty is due to the owner's failure to abate the public nuisance. The recommendation is to receive the enforcing officer's report, conduct a hearing, adopt, modify, or discharge the administrative penalties, adopt a resolution ordering recordation of a lien against real property described herein in order to recover administrative penalties as established by the Lassen County Hearing Officer. The property is owned by Mr. Ledesma and was found to be in violation of Lassen County Code 1.18 as outlined in the decision of the hearing officer dated October 27, 2025. The hearing officer determined that the public nuisance did exist as posted. The hearing officer ordered administrative penalties to the property owner in the amount of $17,500. Interest has accrued on the unpaid fines, bringing the total administrative penalty to $17,830.82.
Questions?
Bill Grow?
Okay, I'm gonna open administrative hearing. Is there any comments from the public? Anyone in favor? Anyone opposed? I'll close the administrative hearing, bring it back up here for a motion.
I'll make a motion to receive the enforcing officer's report, having conducted the hearing and adopt the administrative penalties and adopt a resolution ordering recordation of a lien against real property described herein on which a public nuisance was identified in violation of chapter 1.18 of the Lassen County Code.
Okay, I have a second by Alba. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Number 5.
This hearing is to consider recovery of administrative penalties for a public nuisance located at 741-300 Mar Road in Ravendale. The assessor's parcel number is 047-100-061. The property is owned by Mr. Pedro Castrillon. The associate code enforcement file number is CDEF 2025-058. The administrative penalty is due to the owner's failure to abate the public nuisance. The recommendation is to receive the enforcing officer's report, to conduct a hearing, to adopt, modify, or discharge the administrative penalties, to adopt a resolution ordering recordation of a lien against the real property described herein in order to recover administrative penalties as established by the Lassen County Hearing Officer. The property owned by Mr. Castrillon was found to be in violation of Lassen County Code 1.18 as in the decision of the hearing officer dated October 27th, 2025. The hearing officer determined that the nuisance did exist as posted. The hearing officer ordered administrative penalties to the property owner in the amount of $17,500. Interest has accrued on the unpaid fines, bringing the total administrative penalty to $17,830.82.
Thank you. Any questions from up there?
Bill Grow?
Yes, sir.
How many millions of dollars do you think you guys have eliminated out there this last year?
I have no idea. It was, I can tell you it was thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know value wise.
You keep track of panels, just out of curiosity.
Sheriff's Department does. We don't keep track of the weight, but they weigh each bag and they count each live plane.
I'm going to open up an administrative hearing. Any questions or comments? Those in favor, speak up. Anyone opposed? We'll close the administrative hearing and bring it back up here for a motion.
Would move that we adopt the resolution ordering the recordation of the lien against real property described herein, which a public nuisance was identified in violation of chapter 1.18 of Lassen County.
I have a motion by Alba,
I'll second that.
and a second by Scanlon. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Number 6, you're getting a workout today.
It's all right. This is our last one. This one's important. Hearing is to consider the recovery of administrative penalties for a public nuisance located at an unassigned address in Madeline, California. The parcel number is 019-290-014. The property is owned by the Jackson Family Trust. The associated code enforcement file number is CDEF 2025-056. The administrative penalty was due to the owner's failure to abate the public nuisance. The recommendation would be to receive the enforcing officer's report, to conduct the hearing, to adopt, modify, or discharge the administrative penalties, and to adopt a order of recordation of a lien against the real property described herein in order to recover administrative penalties as established by the Lassen County Hearing Officer. The property described herein is owned by the Jackson Family Trust and was found to be in violation of Lassen County Code Chapter 1.18, as outlined in the decision of the hearing officer dated October 27, 2025. The hearing officer at that time determined that the nuisance did exist as posted and that the property owner had failed to abate as ordered. The hearing officer ordered administrative penalties to the property owner in the amount of $17,500. The interest has accrued on the unpaid fines, bringing the total administrative penalty to $17,830.82. On this one in particular, gentlemen, the property owner contacted Lassen County Planning and Building Department through email and through letters indicating that they did not receive the notice to abate or the notice of the hearing date. And they did not have the chance to clean the property. After having spoken with them, they did return, they self-abated the property, so they completely cleaned the property, which you should have pictures of. So due to the hearing officer having already made the decision though, Lassen County Code Enforcement felt the matter still needed to be brought before the Board of Supervisors to either adopt, modify, or completely discharge the administrative penalty ordered by the hearing officer. And I believe Mr. Buddy Jackson, a member of the Jackson Family Trust, is here also and can speak to the efforts put forth to clean the property up.
I have a quick question for you. 18 hoop houses, each measuring approximately 45,304 square feet. So 18 1-acre hoop houses. It's almost an acre. Actually, it's more than an acre.
No, that might be a typo on there. I would have to pull the report and see what the staff wrote at that time. I didn't conduct or write that staff report, so I have to verify.
Yeah, this is Nick Pryor's.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Yeah.
I have a question. Do you have a registered letter that was returned on notification?
No, on this one, staff put down that they mailed the letter, but we, on this particular one, do not have a certified return receipt.
So, thank you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, right in the packet,
yeah, there's right here.
page 10 of 28.
There is the notice. Let's see here. That should be the notice of the hearing officer's decision, but not of the notice of intent to abate.
And they self-abated, cleaning everything up
Yes, sir.
Was there
Yeah,
a
there's
proof of
pictures
service
right here.
when you originally sent it out?
No.
They've done a good job.
the other day.
Yeah, code enforcement was, we talked to them and they were allowed to go back up. Those are our pictures that we took on site.
I have a question. How long did it take to clean up?
Buddy can tell you that.
It's on,
I'll have you come up in a second.
well, that was what they found. And this is what it looks like now, right? So all that was on
Before.
there. And this is what it looks like today.
It's a buffet on this. I mean, look at it.
I'm impressed. Any other questions? You want to come up, please? Oh, I'll open up administrative hearings.
Looks like Raven.
How you guys doing? Good. You've done a really nice job cleaning that up.
We camped out there for a whole week.
So you didn't do it overnight.
Yeah, we camped out there for a whole week. It actually rained 2 days. We were just in tents and we actually went and rented a trailer.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can
No.
you please state your name for the
My name is
record?
Buddy Delma Young, DELMA,
Thank you.
YOUNG.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
I'm one of the grandsons for the Jacksons, so I'm basically the one that's responsible for everything right now. So,
I have a question for you. Are these your hoop houses?
no,
How'd that happen?
we have no idea. We only go up there to camp. So, when we did get the letter, we were like, cause I go up there maybe like every May just to camp. Cause I like the scenery up there and nobody else used the property. My grandparents bought it in 1969. So nobody ever utilized the property. So like I said, I just go up there to camp. And then when I got the letter, I was like, I've never seen anything when I was up there. I seen different areas that were up there, but I was like, well, what was up here? And then we got the letter, we were like, what? And then we got up there and like, you seen the pictures, when we got up there, it just looked like somebody threw like a rave party up there. And I was just like, just imagine having like your own Yosemite and then you get up there and you just see red cups and all that garbage all over the place. And I was just like, this sucks. So I went up there. I had a couple of friends that went up there and we literally camped up there for a week. We rented a trailer at one point and then we weren't even.
I see the trailer in the pictures there.
Okay, you got that one? I got a couple more too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trailer was full, but when we first rented the trailer, we were driving not even 3 minutes out of Susanville, and the trailer was right next to us going by. So we were like, I felt it bump. So it was like it started off all bad. We were like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. But yeah, this was we have some pictures where it's like at the line filled in. This is like one of them where it's all filled up. We did 3 of those.
Any questions for this?
Basically, you had squatters on your property, you decided to throw this up, and then you got your ladders, went out there and cleaned it up. Yep.
You have a kind of estimate on how much it cost you to do the cleanup?
I have receipts in my truck. I know one dump we went to that wasn't in Susanville, we went to and they only took cash. They charged a lot more. They charged us like $75 for that trailer you just saw right there. But then when we went to the one over here in Susanville, they only charged us like $20. We were like, and then with the trailer rental, that was about $125. And then all the camping stuff we had to get. Yeah, I live in Tracy. So
Lost wages.
I had a vacation for that. It was a week of vacation that I could have fun with.
It wasn't your idea of the perfect vacation?
But you see how it looked afterwards, though. We were happy with the outcome.
I have a hard time finding this guy. It happened right next to the woods, but he had squatters up there and he cleaned it up after the fact.
I'm impressed.
It looks really good too. I mean,
I think the goal is to abate the property and get it done. The fines are simply a motivation towards that. That's been accomplished.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much okay with discharging the fines.
what's that? Yeah. You have any other comments? Okay, thank you.
no,
Anyone else? Those in favor? You can comment now. Opposed? We'll close the hearing and bring it back up here.
well, I just have a hard time finding this guy. But at the same time, I think he should come up in August just to make sure he doesn't have squatters next year.
Oh, we're actually putting the kind of.
You can just stay from there, you're okay?
Okay.
You just gotta make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
We're putting cameras up though, so that way we'll have information if anybody's up there now.
Okay, Aaron, you have something?
You know, being an absentee owner, I mean, it's nice to have a vacation place to go to, but being an absentee owner, you're also responsible for your property. You're responsible. I have a hard time, with some of these. I mean, some people lie and cheat and try to scam the system. We've had them in here before, et cetera. And I just, as a property owner, you're responsible for it. And if you just go up there once a year, I mean, you're not taking care of the noxious weeds that your neighbor has to deal with all the time. Because I have to deal with that all the time on my place. You know, you got to be responsible for your property. You've got to be responsible. You've got neighbors up there. Have them keep an eye on it, or have them call you. I mean, there's so many things, different things that you could have done. And so as far as myself personally of waiving this, I mean, I have no interest. I mean, you're a property owner, you're responsible for it. And that's all there is to it. That's my take. We got a problem up here. And like I stated earlier, it's all these we've had today are dope grills. All the ones we've had 6 months ago were dope grills. And these guys just come in and they just take over. And you've had this problem since '69. You know that this has been a problem for the last 5, 6, 7 years up here. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem. And this is the only tool, the only teeth we have to help eliminate the problem. And hopefully with your vigilance and going forward, you'll tell all the other absentee owners, if you know any in your area, that this is a problem up here. We got to take care of it and we're serious about it. we don't want this in our neighborhood, just like you don't want it in your neighborhood down there in Tracy or wherever you're at. And so, I mean, it's one of the costs of doing business. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll make the motion for this. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we gotta take responsibility and accountability in life.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Matt,
Yes, sir.
I don't think I've ever seen this address or the Jackson Family Trust ever cited.
No, this was, I mean,
Very
we've
first
never
one.
had a code enforcement case on this one.
Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I can't sleep on it. I mean, be a little more vigilant. I mean, I got properties that are empty too, but they're close to my house. I mean, what?
I don't entirely disagree with Supervisor Alba. But on the other hand, when the property owner did figure out or discover what the problem was, he took the needed action. And most property owners don't do that. They continue with their irresponsibility and don't really care. This particular person did show up and take proactive action to make the necessary correction. And I'm inclined basically to let them off the hook. Now, if we see the same property back in 2 years, you know, and it's the same thing again, then, you know, because he's not monitoring his property or something like that, then I think that what Supervisor Alba would suggested would certainly kick in. But I think there's an opportunity to show leniency here in the best interest of the county and the property owner. And so I'm more in favor of basically discharging the fine. But that's my opinion.
And just for the record, this will be the first one I've ever voted on discharging a fine. I mean, ever, and it's in the district that I represent. I can't see fines.
I've got a comment. This is the first time I've seen somebody care enough to come and clean it up. I'll be honest with you. But at the same time, I've got a question for the county. What do you think the expense has been to the county to do what we've done so far on this?
On their property?
Yeah.
It would be man hours initially, and equipment rental, because that would have been one that we would have had the Bobcat on. Fish and Game actually did
But
that.
what has it cost us? I mean, I know what it would have cost us if they hadn't cleaned it up. What would it cost? What have we spent on it for man hours and stuff so far?
I would guess in the area of, again, it's a guess. I
Right,
don't know, but probably $1,500 or so, $1,500 to $2,000 between man hours and the initial demolition of the grow that was there.
Okay. I would be in favor of if you would pay the $1,500, I'd like to waive the rest of it. That's my opinion.
I'm gonna do that.
Please.
Very good. Somebody actually care enough to come in and clean it up. So I need a motion, Mike.
Aaron made a motion.
I didn't make one. I said I would make one.
Oh, okay. Well,
And I will, but it would probably die for lack of seconds. I will.
no, I'll make a motion. I'd
So,
like to make a motion to receive the enforcing officer's report, having conducted a hearing, and to modify the administrative penalties to $1,500, and then adopt a resolution ordering recordation of lien against the property. I guess unless you give us that. But anyway, described hearing in violation of Chapter 1.18 of the Lassen County Code.
I'll second.
Okay, I have
So
a,
put the lien on.
Yeah, I guess. You
do.
There's a lien that he pays it, then the lien's gone, right?
okay, so I have a motion and a second.
and I'm not in favor of the motion at all.
Got a motion and a second. Let's vote.
Okay,
Please. Roll call, please.
yeah, roll call vote.
Supervisor Scanlon,
Yes.
Supervisor Neely,
No.
Supervisor Alba,
No.
Supervisor Ingram,
Aye.
Supervisor Bridges.
Yes. Okay,
Motion passes. Keep an eye on your property. Please.
did you learn something?
I've been in charge of this since 2022.
Okay, number 7, Lassen, Fire Safe Council presentation.
Thank you for coming.
I don't know. I don't do that part of the meeting. I'm not IT.
Could you state your name, please?
My name is Tanya Smith. I'm with the Lassen Fire Safe Council. I had a PowerPoint for you. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to display it today. But I
So can we get,
We should be able to just.
You'll fix
From building and planning.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for having us today. I appreciate the time that you're taking. My name is Tanya Smith, and I serve as the Wildfire Resiliency Coordinator with the Lassen Fire Safe Council and as Lassen County's Wildfire County Coordinator. I'm joined today by our Managing Director, Kay Moore. He is here to help answer any questions you may have. Today, primarily, I want to give you an overview of the County Coordinator Program, share what we've accomplished this past year, and walk you through some of what we're planning to tackle in the year ahead. There's a lot of good work happening in Lassen County, and I'm excited to share it with you. So the Wildfire County Coordinator Program is funded by CAL FIRE through the California Climate Investments Program and administered by the California Fire Safe Council. Its objective is clear: to educate, encourage, and develop countywide collaboration and coordination among wildfire mitigation groups. And everything we'll be sharing today flows from that mission. So the county coordinator role is fundamentally about connection, connecting communities to resources and connecting agencies to each other, connecting local groups to the funding and tools that they need to do the work on the ground. And everything on this slide, the grants, the mapping, the outreach, and the community wildfire protection plan, it all flows from that. This isn't a role that does every piece of the work, but it is the role that makes sure all of the pieces fit together. Lassen County is one of 48 counties across California that received funding through this program in 25-26 to establish local capacity for wildfire resilience planning and implementation on the ground. And here's what that looked like in practice for us. The program outlines 6 core tasks that guide the work of every county coordinator. This past year, we made solid progress across these core tasks. We've continued contributing to the GIS networking portal, completed our qualified entities training, and most notably, we convened the Lassen County CWPP working group in November, bringing together partners from across the county to review mitigation priorities and introduce CAL FIRE's new CWPP toolkit. From that meeting, we developed and published an updated work plan, which has been publicly available on our website since February. The work plan is essentially a more digestible snapshot of where we are. So it highlights the projects that are actively in progress or planned, and keeps our partners and the public oriented around the same priorities. But the work plan isn't a substitute for a full CWPP update, and that work is on the horizon. Lassen County already has a CWPP, it just needs to be brought current. A plan is only as useful as it is accurate, and an active, updated CWPP keeps Lassen County competitive for the state and federal funding that, federal funding that makes this work possible. The Fire Safe Council serves as lead for the CWPP working group, and advancing that update is a priority for the upcoming grant extension. And as for the 6 core tasks, presenting to the county's Board of Supervisors to ensure that leadership is informed and the program stays tied to local priorities. Well, that's exactly what brings us here today. So the County Coordinator Program isn't new. It started in 2021 as a pilot in 24 Northern California counties and expanded statewide in 2022 to cover 52 counties. It has since then continued from there. This program has been building infrastructure and capacity across California for several years now. And what you're seeing today is Lassen's County piece of that investment. As the program has grown, so has California Fire Safe Council's strategic focus. Their priority for the next 4 years is straightforward. Make sure every county has what it needs to implement wildfire resilience work at the local level. Lassen County is exactly who that is designed for. The program has been extended and Lassen is one of the counties receiving continued funding. The work ahead spans the full picture, operationalizing the state's wildfire resiliency plan at the local level, accelerating defensible space and home hardening, standardizing how we measure and report progress, and continuing to build the kind of community preparedness and resilience that makes the difference for the people who live here. The extension of this program comes with some intentional changes to how it's structured statewide. The California Fire Safe Council, CAL FIRE, and their partners took a look at what was working and redesigned the program around clearer focus areas, a unified direction, and more importantly, a recognition that counties are where the work is actually happening. Every county is different capacity, different composition, and different challenges. This redesign is built around that reality, and it's what shapes the work we'll be doing here in Lassen over the next 15 months. As part of our grant extension, CFSC has asked us to explore whether a fire advisory committee could be a good fit for Lassen County. These committees connect you, our supervisors, fire agencies, and community partners around shared wildfire priorities. Things like volunteer fire department sustainability, fuels work funding, and evacuation planning. We're researching how comparable rural counties have used them and will bring findings and recommendations back to the board in the future. That coordination piece leads directly into our second initiative. Lassen County is rural. That's really not news to anyone in this room. But in a bad fire season, our local agencies can be stretched thin, especially when resources are being pulled to incidents in other parts of the state. And when we need help, it can sometimes be hours away, unfortunately. Our volunteer fire departments work hard and they do their best to show up. And this program will be meant to set them up for success. With a shared framework around training and qualifications across the county, we can onboard new volunteers more efficiently and position our local departments as stronger mutual aid partners when it counts most. Part of that is building the agreements and relationships that make sure every department, regardless of size or location, gets something back. This will be a collaborative process, working directly with the fire district boards, the chiefs, our state and federal partners locally, and the Lassen Community College to build something that works out for everyone. And underpinning all of that is the long game, the youth career pathway. Wildfire is one of the defining challenges of our time, and it takes a lot more than just firefighters to address it. Scientists, planners, analysts, hydrologists, ecologists, administrative personnel, there's an entire ecosystem of careers surrounding this work. And right now, we're not growing those professionals locally. This program will be about showing Lassen County's youth that these careers exist and that they're actually attainable. And that's not only that they're attainable, but that there's an actual role for them here in Lassen County at home. We'll be working to build partnerships with the high schools, the college, and our local agencies to develop a pathway that exposes students to the full spectrum of wildfire-related work. Yes, including becoming a wildland firefighter, but also the GIS specialist, the forester, the invasive species manager, the dispatchers. We don't want to just show kids that these careers exist. We want to build the pipeline that actually gets them into those careers and keeps that talent located in Lassen County. Because unfortunately, Lassen County is not going to out-resource a bad fire year. We don't have the luxury of unlimited personnel, unlimited equipment, or unlimited response time. What we do have is the opportunity to build something more resilient from the inside out. Better coordinated agencies, more capable volunteers, and young people who see a future in this work and choose to stay in Lassen County. These programs, alongside other deliverables in this grant, are built on the premise that capacity building is mitigation, not instead of the physical work, in addition to the physical work. A county that invests in its people and its partnerships is a county that is better prepared for whatever fire season brings. So thank you for your time today. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, and I look forward to keeping you informed as we progress with this work.
Go ahead.
I just have a question. It's probably for Cade.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry. State your name, Cade.
Cade Moeller, the director for Lassen Fire Safety.
And no offenses,
You're
I
fine.
wanted to contact Cade. I sent you a text just now.
Uh-huh.
I was contacted a couple weeks ago from the Madeline Volunteer Fire Department Chief Bruce. Having a hard time keeping his insurance funded and everything up there, and they don't want to shut down the doors. But they're
Yeah.
going to need some help with struggling volunteer fire departments. Is there grant money to help them with their insurances to keep them open?
Yeah, so there's a few different programs, and I encourage them to contact us. There's an open California Fire Foundation grant right now. I'm not sure if that would cover any insurance. I think you're familiar with that grant.
I am. Yeah.
Having
Yeah, your guys helped me write.
Kyle,
Wildland Turn.
for down in Doyle. So yeah, have them contact us and we'll see what we can help with.
Okay. And thanks for coming in. It's always
Yeah,
nice to hear from our partners.
Yeah, this county coordinator thing started about 5 years ago. Open-ended. So just kind of identifying what each county needs, and it's an ambitious plan that we put together. Really trying to grow our youth into fire positions and forestry positions. And also have all the different organizations working in fire rowing in the same direction.
Good question, Tom.
Yeah, so on the volunteer fire departments, what exactly is this program gonna do? Is it going to go in and train them, or be able to have money to add to their equipment that they already have? Or partner through the college and then put those young students in with the fire department and get them some experience by rolling on a fire with the volunteer fire departments? How's that gonna work?
So, yes, to everything you just said. I mean, the big thing is funding. So, this program can support a position to coordinate everything. It doesn't fund additional resources, but we can help write grants with this. We can help. We do have a community fund where we take some of the interest from the Dixie Fire money and donate it, gift it to various groups, and we really focused on volunteer fire departments for that funding. And then Tanya said training, reciprocity. Trying to get everyone up to the same level of certifications, so they can work across boundaries really.
So you guys are getting the classes and putting on a countywide volunteer fire department course to get them up to speed or whatever they need to have the education.
The first steps to get there.
We're hoping to just set up and coordinate with the college right now. I'm working fairly closely with Dan Weaver over the fire science program to make sure that they have access to all of these courses, and then to kind of, the hope is over the next year to sort of establish just a general database to ensure that everyone is up to the qualifications that would be most beneficial in the mutual aid agreements that are across the county already.
So what you have here is just a beginning.
Yeah,
It,
it's the
none of
first steps
this is,
to do it.
is actually established or,
Not yet.
but you're trying to coordinate with all the different agencies.
Yes. I've been working very hard over the last year to establish those relationships with the different agencies across the county, in particular with our volunteer fire departments, to ensure that not only are their voices being heard, at least by someone who is interested in ensuring that they can pursue grants and get more funding, but to kind of pull everyone out of their silos a little bit, because everyone has very similar complaints, or they're facing similar challenges, and they don't realize that their neighbor is also facing those similar challenges. So it's bringing that a little bit to light, kind of getting the conversations going and seeing which direction we can go in that will be beneficial to everyone.
Well, yeah, and I like that you're working with Dan, because that's a good resource, because Rick Hobson was in here several months ago, saying that they've been struggling getting employees and interested. So with working with that, then young kids can see what a great career that firefighting, whether it's boots on the ground or just planning and of the logging and all of that to
Yeah,
there's a lot of opportunities for people.
there definitely is. And having seen that throughout the last year, that kind of shaped what I was going into this extension with, was just everything that I was hearing collectively and just kind of seeing for myself. I have a background of working with the Bureau of Land Management. So I saw those same issues when I was with the Bureau of Land Management. Even sometimes our federal agencies locally are struggling with getting enough personnel that are local and not from outside of the area. So it became a little bit of a passion project for me to pursue this, to ensure that we have some good groundwork over the next year to establish these programs fully.
So how long is this grant? How much money do you got? Is it just 1 year, or is it a 20-year?
So this right now covers 15 months. So now essentially July through October of 2027. And then I believe we had roughly 140,000 that we were given by the California Fire Safe Council to continue doing this work. And hopefully that continues to spread in 2 years beyond this. I know they are working very diligently to ensure that this is secured funding for more prolonged period of time.
Who sits on your guys' board now?
We have 7 board members. Would you like me to name them all? Okay. So Jonathan Sims, Yvonne Bennett, Deb Bumpus, Lawrence Crabtree, Ruth Morris, Chevy Amrain, and Danny Clark.
I'm glad to hear the name Crabtree. He's
Yeah.
very knowledgeable.
And then you guys still do your WUI projects, where you, I guess, a working group to classify that, because I know I used to sit on that back when Escape was on there for the Board of Supervisors. Do you guys still do that? Because, I mean, and is the Board of Supervisors included, and if so, who is it?
Yeah, so we do an annual community wildfire protection plan meeting. Lassen County is invited. Last year, Silas Rojas was the county employee who attended. And yeah, we have various WUI initiatives in pretty much every community. Like so up where you live is the Big Valley Mountain WUI Fuels Treatment Project that wrapped up the first phase in July 2022.
Still planning the second phase.
Can you
for
include the board of
Big Mountain.
supervisors on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do that for you, if need be, but I mean, I just thought it was a great deal. It keeps us more up to speed because we can give it, not that Silas does it, that
Yeah.
job, he really does it because he knows what he's doing.
Well, and they have a meeting, once a month that you could attend to. We do.
They do.
Yeah.
And I give him invite for that and I appreciate that. I really do.
Yep. And, as always, we're looking to move meetings about the county. We haven't done one yet in 2026, up north or down south. So, we're looking out for other locations into the summer.
Yeah. I was just curious, you mentioned the Dixie Fire money and
Yeah.
giving out some of the interest. I know you gave a certain amount to each volunteer fire department, I don't know, a year or two ago. Do you guys plan on doing that again? That might greatly
So the
help.
last,
Small.
round was we bought radios instead of a cash gift.
That's right. We did get those nice
Because
radios.
radios were the biggest,
Really.
ask. Yeah. Yeah, no, that program's gonna be ongoing.
So like maybe this round, doing another check to each one of the volunteer fire departments, because that would help them greatly as well.
Yeah, and we have a community fund committee. It's chaired by Chevy Hamring.
Right.
She would be the one to go to with requests for volunteer fire departments. Lassen College, we gave out $10,000 worth of scholarships last year. I think they probably requested more this year, so.
It's just tough for me to make it. We have school board meetings
Yeah.
that same Wednesday every month.
You get it.
Anyone else?
And do you guys still have the senior home hardening stuff going on? Yeah, we have a countywide defensible space assistance program. Senior citizens, folks who are disabled, veterans, several other types of folks can qualify, but yeah, we come out to your property, take a look, give some recommendations, and then we have a local crew, High Sierra Fire out of Janesville, has the contract to go out and actually implement defensible space treatments on folks' properties that need help.
How much is left in that?
We've got close to $1 million left for that project. Today, we fired it back up for 2026 and are looking to continue into 27 and 28 in that same project. Do you have a list or a waiting list? Yeah, so folks can sign up through our website. We also attend community events and post flyers throughout each community on how to sign up. Yes, there is a sign up list, but each person will get looked at in 2026. Right now, we're doing assessments in the Highway 395 corridor up to Lake Forest. So from down south up to Lake Forest is the first wave, and then we'll keep heading north. But the Highway 395 corridor dries out fast, has a lot of grass, so we want to hit those properties first.
Any other questions? I want to thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
It was
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
wealth of information.
You guys do a good job and just.
You really do.
Thank you.
Tell everyone involved, we really do appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. You need a break, or anything? You ready? Okay, we'll go to F1, boards and commissions. A committee appointment.
Bill, do you want to present or do you want me to present?
Go ahead.
Who would you like to present?
Either or.
Okay.
Bill Pyre, Lassen County Fair Manager. We currently have 2 applicants for the open fair board position, Maria Panos and Brendan Raymond. I believe those are Tom Neely's appointments, or would be Tom Neely's appointments. I talked to Tom briefly yesterday, and you have any questions? Concerns?
No one. So, I didn't, realize that, this was on the, board agenda until 5 o'clock on Friday. And so, I have had, people approach me, on the, prior appointment that they were interested. And so I've reached out to, those other people and I'm waiting to hear back from them. I would like to, postpone this, appointment, until I reach out and see if those other people are willing to, whether they're still interested or not. And I also, and I was curious on where you posted these, posted the open position at.
So they're posted at the fair office. And then, Michelle, they're posted on the
They're-
website as well. aren't they?
They're also posted, yes, it follows the Brown Act. So it's also posted in our office and upstairs in admin.
Okay, so if people in the community, I mean, I would like to see it, posted somewhere, even if it's on social media or something that there's, vacancies, because sometimes we have a hard time getting people.
More times than
And
not.
so,
Fair enough.
I mean, I didn't even see that we were advertising for this. So that's what jogged that question for me is, how's the public supposed to know that there's a, position, and like I said, I didn't know until after 5 o'clock on Friday. And in fact, I didn't even pick up my board packet until, Saturday because I had more doctor's appointments on Friday. So,
Table it, Tom?
what?
You can table it.
So I would like to, table this until I can, get, with those other people,
Sounds good.
and they haven't, I've reached out to, a couple of them and I haven't been able to get a hold of a couple, so.
Had Tom over the weekend, Sharon Oka called me and expressed interest in this, and she's seen it on the agenda, so figured I'd put that together as well. Another
Yeah,
person
well, I mean,
interested.
and the applicants, have to approach the supervisor that,
In their district.
That'd be a good
their
idea.
district, and I know Maria is in my district and the other, person is in Mike's district. So,
Right.
I will, lean heavily on, somebody that's in my district. So,
Tom, you
Yeah.
want to go to the, 16th or 23rd, please?
the 23rd.
Just a reminder that if we go to the 23rd and the applicants want to be present, we're gonna be in Beaver that day. So just throwing that out there. Doesn't matter when you guys want to put it back on, it's fine with me, but
All right, well, they can wait till July 4th or whatever it is.
the first meeting in July. That's if they want to be present. We haven't had anyone present in the last few appointments, so it's,
Right.
yeah. So it's up to you guys. If you want to take it the 23rd, I'm just reminding everybody.
Yeah, I think Morgan Wumple was the last one that was present.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been a while since someone showed.
So I would like to table it.
Make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we, table the Fair Board, application until
You present. You determine.
to be determined in July.
I'll second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So,
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to the June calendar.
Maybe want to, do, G1 and G5.
G6 for me.
Anyone else? You want to make a motion for the balance?
I'll make a motion to approve the bond.
I have a motion by Mike Scanlon and a second by Aaron Albaugh. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Tom, you're up for G1.
Okay, on, my, discretionary funds, I would, I wanted it to go to the, Spalding Fire Department. And it's, the Spalding Community Center. And Michelle had it right in the other, in the original minutes, so we just need to correct that.
Okay.
That's all right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to correct G1,
To pass it with those correct.
pass with those corrections.
Second.
Okay, those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay. Tom, you're up on G5.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Chairman and honorable members of the board. My name is Natalie Ruger, Director of Public Health for Lassen County. And today I'm requesting approval for for a Public Health Administrative Manager to attend the Healthcare Compliance Association Privacy and Compliance Academies. This is about a week-long training that's intended to enhance our understanding of privacy laws, including HIPAA compliance and regulatory compliance within our clinic environment. This training is specific for healthcare departments, and it's something that I would like to enhance within our division. As you know, we have several programs. We have a clinic that is subject to highly confidential information, including personal health information. This training will ensure that we have an analyst that is a neutral individual within our department to have oversight over our infrastructure and our storage and our digital storage of confidential documents. I would also like to add that this training is going to be grant funded. So we have a career ladder grant that's funded through the California Department of Public Health. It's intended to enhance our workforce. And that was my intent, is to get to know my staff and see what it is that they're interested in. So the staff member that I'll be sending to this training, it has shown an interest in learning more about compliance and regulations. And I wanted to ensure that we provided an opportunity to enhance their personal career growth. Any questions?
Well, I was just curious of, you know, what the class entailed and if, the rest of the staff in your, department is going to be able to, attend these trainings or if they need to, attend any trainings like this. Is everybody got the opportunity to go to these classes?
Yes, and this training in particular is the registration costs that were quite costly. However, our staff, they have opportunities to enhance like their knowledge of their programs. Each program has usually certain trainings that are approved through their grantor. I do have several other staff that I would love to send to this compliance training. It's especially my healthcare staff and my nurses. The nurses through their programs, they usually will have some type of HIPAA and compliance training as they're going through their nursing and career programs. But I'd also like to add that this career ladder grant has enhanced my nursing staff as well. So I have a couple nurses that are utilizing this grant that have gone from LVNs to RNs. And I have an RN who's currently working on her BSN and her PHN, which is a public health nurse and a bachelor's of science in nursing. So ultimately, the California Department of Public Health, they understand, you know, that our rural areas, especially in our healthcare infrastructure, needs funding to enhance healthcare staff across the board. So this was one of those opportunities that I'd like to have improved in my clinic and throughout my other programs in the department.
So the staff just needs to come to you and express interest of whether they want to go or you just analyzing their work detail and then sending that appropriate staff or.
Yeah, we have ongoing meetings within our department. So we have program meetings, and that's, you know, when trainings come across through my emails or if other staff are receiving opportunities that they're interested in, I like them to bring those opportunities forward to me. I ask them to complete a travel authorization so we can review it, and also a justification of why they would like to attend that training and how it's going to enhance our operations at public health. You know, all staff have the opportunity to review trainings that they're interested in. And one of my priorities moving into these next fiscal year at public health is to ensure that we have a very skilled workforce.
Like, comment.
Yeah, this training seems appropriate, but for more than obviously just one person. Can that one person come back and basically train the rest of the people, or, you know, come back with the ability to help them so that we'll have to send 25 people to the Colorado?
Yes, and that's my intent also. With this training, they'll have a membership to the HIPAA, like the Compliance Academy. So they'll receive ongoing newsletters and updates to regulations to ensure that we are informed. As we know, the enhancements with technology, I think that it's ever evolving. And so having a way to have that consistent information and our own in-house subject matter expert, I believe, is critical. Especially in the healthcare world, there are a lot of things changing right now.
It changes daily, doesn't it? Just about.
It does, as you know, as we know, keeping up with artificial intelligence and storing, you know, documents digitally, it's best to have an in-house expert paying attention to these things. However, you know, my staff they also, during our staff meetings, if they do attend trainings, I like for them to present that information to everybody. We also have a SharePoint where I ask them to, when they receive training documents, store it so other staff members are able to access that when they would like to learn something. And also just having that person to bounce questions off of, and when you need to know what the regulations are, or enhancing our state resources or our intergovernmental resources of who to reach out to ask the appropriate questions too.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks.
You're taking good care of your team.
I appreciate it.
Aaron,
They don't offer any trainings closer than Denver. Is Denver the closest place?
There is one upcoming in San Diego, I believe in September. However, this grant allocation is subject to expire this fiscal year. So I wanted to get them in this fiscal year, and then we have another allocation upcoming for the next fiscal year. However, I was looking to spend down these funds and enhance our staff training and knowledge.
So in September, you'll send some more people to this training.
If they're available, traveling is hard on some staff as well. So as much advance notice to them. As I mentioned, I'd like to send some nurses and myself to this type of training as well.
Make a motion to authorize the training expenditures for the Health Care Compliance Association Privacy and Compliance Academies.
Second.
I have a motion by Scanlon and a second by Ingram. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You're up on number 6.
Yeah, I don't know whose this is, but, anyway, there was no subject matter to go with it. I mean, I don't know what this is. I don't know what
It's mine. Danielle Sanchez, Assistant Director and Personnel Coordinator for Health and Social Services. And the reason there's nothing supporting it is that we were working in elections to help with the polls. And so it was a last minute ad on my part because we are losing our contract with Lassen Family Services. So we have previously contracted for parent partners, peer support through Lassen Family Services. That contract is coming to a close at the end of this fiscal year. In order for us to have time to recruit and prepare to bring this in-house, we needed to have it as a last minute add on this agenda. If approved today, then we can go ahead and fly the positions immediately and hopefully have a certified list to go off of so that we don't have a lapse in services. That is why there is nothing prepared to attach to it because Michelle was gracious enough to add it Friday afternoon for us.
Okay, so you're gonna hire 2 people. What, I mean, do we have a job description and what?
Yes, and the agency peer support is already an approved job description and we already have 1 employed in the department. We are looking to add 2 additional peer supports within the wraparound department. And that is because the Lassen Family Services contract was for close to $150,000. That funding will then come back in-house to support these positions. But in total, we would then have 3 if this action is approved today.
Are these gonna be full-time or 32-hour period?
Full-time.
So basically, you're just trading dollars from one entity.
Correct. It will take a little bit more of an appropriation through the RAP budget, and that is included in the 26-27 budget. But by taking the action today, it allows us to go ahead and start that recruitment process so we don't have such a lapse in services.
Does they have to have any prerequisite education or anything? Or what's-
I believe they have to have lived experience going through social services programs to be a peer support. I believe that's part of the job description, if I recall correctly.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Lived experience. So they had to have received some type of social services in their lifetime, whether it was through wraparound or protective services. They have to have some sort of lived experience that prepares them to be able to support the parents that are going through the
what's
process.
pay range on it?
An agency peer support is a UPEC range 16, which I can't quote exactly, but it's somewhere in the, I would like to say, around 20, 21, maybe. Yes,
All right.
I can't remember my
And how
salary
did you
schedules
lose in
too.
your contract with Lassen Family Services.
Pardon me?
Why are you losing the contract with Lassen Family Services?
It's been many years that we've been attempting to bring this back in-house so that we could increase our workforce and provide the services in a singular department. So it's just, we've managed to do that now. So we did not renew our contract with Lassen Family Services and we're bringing it in-house.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I want to know how that it's going to improve the positions by not utilizing that other agency, Lassen Family Services. How's it going to be better for Lassen County?
So peer supports and partners provide essential services. It includes system navigation, client and family engagement, advocacy and support, wellness planning, and connection to community resources. It's part of the state regulation that we provide parent partners and peer supports to the families that are receiving wraparound services. We can better manage our own staff than we can a contract for services. And so I can't speak to it directly. Sam may have some better insight as she started in wraparound. But this has been one of Jason's goal as the previous director of social services and now our agency director, that we bring this in-house so that we can better manage it.
So
You guys speak-
you weren't getting, the the work.
We've
done,
been getting
or-
the work through Lassen Family Services, but we could keep the money inside the county and increase our staffing.
I got this.
And actually.
Samantha
efficiency.
McMillan, Deputy County Administrative Officer. When we started this 15 years ago, we were beg barring and stealing from everybody. So we had probation officers, we had behavioral health people being facilitators, we had myself who was part-time, we had another part-time position. At that time, to bring this program up, it was just easier to contact. But like Danielle said, there's no control over that situation, and it has indeed caused more of a burden on LFS to try to continue to provide that support. And so it just wasn't worth it anymore. It's something that we've been trying to move away from for 15 years. So now that we actually have the capacity and that we built up the funding and we built up that program, we're able to bring it in-house now. And LFS is happy to give it back. So that's why we are here today, is because of that. We're actually trying to make that program in-house. We didn't have that ability 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I actually see that the efficiency with it being in-house and to our clients, it's gonna be quite more effective.
Yeah, so further background,
Weren't you getting, what
Because,
weren't you getting with that? How's it gonna be more efficient?
because they're hands-on and they've got the people, and when you're contracted, you don't have as much control over someone that's contracted as you do your own in-house.
Yeah, and I could see Jason deploying these people to the outlying areas, showing our county, and he's done it before. That these particular employees could be out in Big Valley, Westwood, Doyle, Hurlong, showing what we have as far as county resources and everything else. I'm feeling this has something to do with.
You know,
So,
Jason, and I'm
more
not gonna-
context to go all the way to the beginning. Every person on a wraparound team has a specific duty to be part of. So you have a facilitator, and they're the center spoke of a wheel. Their job is to go in and coordinate all of these other partner agencies that are coming in. You have behavioral health that comes in and they just do their piece. You have public health that might come in and do their piece. You have the school, and the facilitator is doing all of this, right? They're coordinating all of these people. The parent partner then is supposed to support just the parent or just the peer. The facilitators often step into that role and they're not supposed to, because they're supposed to be neutral, right? For neutral parties. When we had LFS, we don't have control over their staffing or their caseloads. So that's where the contracting piece comes in and is a problem, because we do get great services from them and we've had a good parent partner relationship with them for 15 years. However, if they're short-staffed, they're going to pull their staff where they need to go. We need to make sure that they can be specifically dedicated to those cases and providing that support and going out, like Supervisor Ingram said, out into the field and working specifically with the parents and with the kids one-on-one, and having our facilitators go and do all the other stuff they're supposed to be doing. Quite often, our facilitators are the ones showing up to the school to deal with the kid who's having to blow out and just wants to leave. We should be sending parent partners or peer supports for that reason. So by bringing them in-house, we make sure that those jobs are filled and we make sure that their caseloads are specifically going to what we need them to do. Whereas LFS has no obligation to do that, and they do it as best as they can, but it depends on their staffing as well.
I have to agree with that 100%, because I was on the LSF board for 10 years. And I can remember when they had more issues than they had employees to take care of them. And we had no control over that as a county.
Well, and their
Now we do.
filters are
And
important.
they
Their
done it.
crisis lines are important. So going to a parent partner meeting is probably not as important as answering that crisis line, right? And I'm not saying that they're not good partners. They have been
they're
great
good
partners.
partners.
They have been very, very helpful to us, but now we have the capability to bring them in-house, and that will help us significantly.
Good job. Mike?
I think in general, it's always best to have in-house employees versus contracting out. You know, we did that a lot. We can't get certain people to do certain jobs, so we contract it out. It always costs us more. We have less control. I think this is a good move.
Absolutely. I like it.
I move we approve the 2 additional FTE agency peer support positions within wraparound fund budget unit number 110-075.
Okay, I have a motion by Alba and a second by Ingram. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 7, receive the following from,
No, that was
okay. That's right.
Number 1.
Number 1, adoption of resolution.
Megan. Deadly Willing, Deputy CAO/budget analyst. This is standard. We do it every year, but if you guys have any questions, I am happy to entertain them.
When are we gonna start the budget process? Is it gonna be the same as it was last year, or are we gonna do something different?
No, great questions. We have already started the budget process. We are getting everything entered into Tyler. I'm already pulling stuff out of Tyler to start to balance. We're already having those conversations with departments. I have looked at 2 different ways to do the budget committee meetings and contemplated doing a week long of hearings. So that's torture for all of us, but we have a couple options to look at, right? So I am trying to figure out what's going to be best for the departments. Obviously, trying to get our law enforcement people in here is very, very difficult, especially for a week. So I've already started doing a schedule. We're working on looking at doing the budget committee meetings and streaming them like we did last time. So we'll do it just like this and then potentially doing a week-long hearing. We just don't know where we're going yet. It kind of depends on how much work we can get done in the budget committee meetings and how good everyone feels about that. But we're going to try to cut. And we're doing everything in Tyler this year. So that is different. You guys won't get your normal big binders like you guys had because we're not doing those worksheets anymore. We are full swing into Tyler. So with that being said, I'm working on helping people develop their memos, potentially a PowerPoint presentation, however we need to best illustrate that for all of us to learn. But this is a learning process. We've never gone 100% Tyler before. So we're working through a lot of that, and we're hoping to get those budget committee meetings up and running at the end of this month, beginning of July, so that we can start doing hearings in August. So we're not up against that deadline.
Follow-up question is, we're doing this, like you said, we do it every year. Is there any reason why we can't back this process up a little bit and actually get a budget in on time?
I've seen a lot of people pass the budget in the current fiscal year for the next fiscal year, and I'm going to tell you, I don't like that. I don't, as a budget analyst who's done this for now, 6 years, I don't like the idea of passing the budget in the current year because we have a lot of stuff that hits later in the year. So we get to enter into our system all the way until the 22nd. A lot of our federal funds come in very, very late in the year. So I want to make sure that our cash balances are correct and that we have everything bookmarked like we should and that we know where we are at financially. Because if we try to go too early, we might inflate our fund balances, which means that we could be in a deficit. And I just don't feel comfortable doing that. So I would prefer to go earlier into next year, but not within this year. So that's why I would ask you guys to do this because we still have capital improvement projects that need to be paid. We still have budgets that we need to do, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that. In my experience, I watch other people do it and I'm like, how do you even know how much money you have in the bank? Like, how do you balance to that? So I personally don't.
How far into the next fiscal year do you think we're gonna go?
Well, we cannot go any further past September, right? So Stephanie and I have already discussed, the auditor, Stephanie Horanek, and I have already discussed trying to get like a general idea of fund balances. I'm going to start balancing to the fund balances I had from last year, but they're going to be extremely out of date. So we're going to try ideally to have probably a good fund balance by the end of this month, beginning of next month, even though we know we're going to have ARs and APs, they're going to have to clear and get pushed back. But we'll have a pretty decent idea of where we're sitting, I think, at the end of this month. Hopefully.
Thank you.
Aaron?
You don't get a binder, what that we're supposed to look at?
You get to look at your screen. Yeah, welcome to technology, y'all. We're going hard into Tyler. You guys wanted it, we got it. We're ready. I will try to get you guys. I heard both.
You're the only one on the board that voted for it.
I will probably still get you a budget just because Tyler's a little hard to use, so I'll still baby you guys through it, but it just won't look like it normally does. It will probably, you'll have your revenues and your expenditures in the same place, which is something Supervisor Gallagher asked for a long time. They're really confusing to read, but I'll make sure you guys have headers on them. So you guys can have a paper binder if you want one, but it will be the exact same thing that's coming out of Tyler.
Good.
I really want you guys to be able to learn to read those reports.
It is important. The budget is the most important thing to go through, and I just,
Yeah.
if you're gonna give us a tutorial and walk us through it and maybe set us on, that's probably.
Yep, I'll try to give you guys something so that you guys can make notes on and whatnot, but I do really want us to start looking in Tyler and learn a lot more about it and be able to see it and read it in there. So that's my plan.
My preference is to have some heads up on this and to have time to digest it, and not be given something at the last minute.
100%. And that's why Tyler, going 100% Tyler is so much easier. I can export Tyler out so much faster than I can make a 500-page budget. So you guys will get those packets constantly and start looking at them and start to be able to read them. And that's why I was hoping maybe we'll do like either really detailed memos
or really like PowerPoints of some kind. I need to really sit down with the department heads and kind of see what they want and, you know, what they think makes sense. But we'll make sure all of that goes out before the budget committee meetings like we did. You guys got them after the fact review. I'll try to be sending them out the week before so that you guys can review them prior to going into budget committee meetings, and you'll continuously get those printouts of us updating them and rolling it through.
Good job.
I might die doing it, but we'll get there.
Can I make a suggestion? Is being so we're going to a new program, rather than do it like we do in the past and just get the binder and have a week to digest it.
No.
Is that we spend more time, because I'm not very computer literate. And we can spend some more time, have a 2 or 3 day process so we can go through each of them and you can help walk us through it. I think it'll be a much more productive and beneficial for all.
Like I said, you guys will get,
Take staff that way, but
right, you guys will get some form of a binder. It just won't be that 500-page document. I will give you printouts so you guys don't have to get on the computer, and then we can start looking at it and getting into the computer. But we really have got to, if I pull all of that out and start making 500-page binders, it's going to cost us a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of time. So you guys will get something to review, and I will walk you through all of it.
that's fine. But I think if we just sit down here, it may take us 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Of coming down to the budget week, which is gonna fight for air now, Bob, but so be it. But I think if we have everybody here at the same time, walking through this step by step, rather than just one full deal.
Yeah, and definitely. I'm looking through some of the logistics of that, of who can be present and how many we can have present. But that's pretty much the idea of the budget committee meetings, is that everyone will start to learn to read at a budget committee meeting in smaller doses, right? So instead of you guys getting every budget unit, you'll get each one per presentation, and then that way you guys can directly learn how to link and work through it.
And what we're going to see on our computer screen is that what Stephanie's been sending me throughout the year of where each for the general fund, you know,
Yeah.
and then I can look down and see what percentage that the general fund is used. Is that the format that we're going to
So it's
be
good.
on there?
We work in 2 different modules when it comes to the budget. So what you're probably getting from Stephanie is some level of a year-to-date report,
Right.
which you guys will be getting a year-to-date report so that you can see where departments were this year and compare it to what they want for next year. The next year budget numbers come out of the central budget entry module. So they'll come out of different modules, but you'll have both sections because you guys are going to want to be able to do a back year comparison. So you'll get both.
All right.
Both. I always said no.
And then, and my ask on the budget hearing, you guys are, very efficient in what you're seeing on and looking at on the budget. And when we get the, Indianapolis 500, and you're going from one account to another, I'm unable to digest that. So,
And I think part of that is because of the way that the budget binder has been set up. I'm pretty sure Richard Egan made that worksheet a million years ago. No offense, Richard, happy birthday. When he was the budget analyst. But what I can say is I think the way that that was laid out was hard because you guys were going section by section. So you were hitting revenues in all of these different departments, and then we were bouncing to their expenditures. Tyler's going to streamline that. They should all be in one section. So as we work through the budget, we should all be able to be on the same pages. And we'll identify them by departments, maybe rather than page. Like, hey, on page 4 of the sheriff's budget, let me ask you a question about this, and we can follow that a little bit better. Hopefully that will streamline some of those issues, because that was a complaint I got for a really long time, was that the revenues were over here in this tab and the expenditures were over here in this tab, and it was hard for people to track those and look at them. There was no good way to fix the old budget that way, especially when we were going to Tyler. So I think that Tyler will help alleviate some of those issues. And like I said,
side by side,
you'll be able to see all of them. Yep. So like last year,
expenses on one side and
it goes revenues first, 200 accounts, and then 300's expenditures. So they're stacked on top of each other. And then, and when we look at the year to date, last year I did throw Tyler in there for you guys so you could start to see it, but it will be the same kind of idea. Here's their request and here is their last year's expenditure so that you can see if they were on point, if they needed more, and kind of be able to track that a little bit better.
Any other questions?
The only other question I have is you have us, doing it from July first till June 30th the next year. Do we really need to do it that long?
No.
Do we need to do it on October 1st?
We've just always done this because that's the fiscal year. So we just make sure that we encapsulate all of it so that we could probably change that wording to October 1st, but it doesn't hurt us because we've had to pass a budget before that and then this becomes null and void. The next resolution will supersede this one and it will go into oblivion.
Anyone else?
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
We have a motion by Mike. Did you second? And a second by Jason. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, Health and Social Services.
Good morning, Chairman.
How you been?
Just saw you. So today I'm here, I'm from Armstrong Behavioral Health. I'm here today to present the Behavioral Health Services Act integrated plan for the next 3 years. If you remember, for the last, since 2011, we've always had a Mental Health Services Act plan. That has now changed completely. We are moving towards a Behavioral Health Services Act plan where things that we've done in the past have been modified and changed. As you know, that a third of our budget now has to go towards homelessness and housing. So you're going to see me a lot talking about homelessness and housing and how we're going to be able to make some changes going forward. So if you read through our Behavioral Health Services Act plan, it goes into detail about our homelessness and about what we're thinking about for housing. We're actually moving away from outreach. We're going to be starting to call it assertive outreach, new fancy term there. So my staff and I are excited about moving forward in the next 3 years about the changes that are going to happen. I will say though, that more changes are going to happen in the next couple of years. So be prepared. I'll probably be here next year to make modifications and to make updates, especially with the laws changing so fast and so drastically. So, so that's it. A lot of changes are happening with the Behavioral Health Services Act.
Question for you.
Yeah.
You said a third of your budget now has to go towards combating homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
So is that going to help Grace's budget over there at
Yeah.
Housing and Grant?
We're going to be a team.
I was just curious.
Yeah, she'll be in the next, after this one, we'll be doing the presentation together. Yeah, but no, that's exactly it. I just wanted to say to my staff and to Grace's team, we're already starting. So we've already implemented Bridges Housing over next door. So my staff and her staff are having weekly or every other week meetings. So the integration is going great. So we're just moving forward quicker than what the Behavioral Health Services Act plan is requiring of us. I'd rather start sooner than later and to address issues. But yeah, I think we're excited about moving forward in this new direction for us.
And the state is making you mandate a third of it.
Why did the state mandate a third, 30%? This is just, they have no idea what the heck we need. I mean, this is stupid.
If you asked me 20 years ago or 28 years ago, I would never imagine that I would be moving into the housing and homelessness world.
And who made up all these stupid questions? Is that the state?
That was the state, correct? That was not us.
Somebody's paid to ask those questions.
No, I forgot to make our so they got Lassen County the unfunded mandate reimbursement summary anyway, so I forgot to bring this up. Are you applying for any of this unfunded mandates?
Yeah, we did talk with Tyler, I think it's Taylor, a few months ago, but we're gonna definitely continue to move forward with any of all of that actually, to see what is that we're doing that is unfunded by the state.
Governor Newsom needs to make his homeless problem not look like it's a big homeless problem before he runs for president.
Nothing against you, Tiffany and Grace. You guys did a great job. It's the whole thing is just, it's under my saddle. You figured that out yet?
Yes, I got a little bit of info.
I want to tell you something, Aaron. Every day they change the rules on her and she has to figure out the new rules every day, just about, don't you?
Pretty much.
You're the way better person I've.
Oh, man, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I need a motion.
So what are we going so many years on this?
That was not our direction. That was the state's direction. They wanted to put this in place for the next 3 years. I think it's kind of silly because I know we're gonna have changes next year, so
Yeah,
but that's a state issue. That's not
and
us.
so if we don't approve it, they're gonna punish us by taking your money away.
Mhm.
I know.
Want to make that motion?
No, I do not.
Make a motion to approve the Behavioral Health Service Act Integrated Plan for fiscal years 26, 27, 27, 28, and 28, 29, and authorize the chairman to execute the service.
Okay, I have a motion by Jason. Second. I'll step back from the chair and I'll second that motion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No,
No,
Okay, so moved. Number 3.
So this is in regards to our locums. It's the North American Mental Health contract. They provide us a physician assistant that has been working with us for a number of years. So we're moving towards continuing with that contract as we go forward for the next fiscal year. So we'll continue with using our locums to provide for the medical part, our psychiatric part of our mental health department.
and this is just your anticipated. Where are these guys based out of?
Ready?
Right. You know, this is something that I can go along with. So I'll approve the agreement with North American Mental Health and authorize the CAO to execute the.
Okay, I have a motion
1 second.
and I have a second.
so,
Cameron?
I have one question here. So, we have to contract for psychologists and nurses, because we don't hire people.
No, this is for a physician assistant,
Okay.
so they can actually prescribe medications. It's like a step down from a psychiatrist. Usually psychiatrists cost more for the county, but this is a physician assistant that we're currently using. So it's hard to find folks that can actually prescribe medication, especially psychiatric medication. And certain medications have to be classified, so you have to have special credentials, even as a psychiatrist, as a physician assistant, to provide those type of medications. So this isn't somebody I can just hire off the street and say, hey, can you come on board and prescribe these medications? A lot of our folks are on Invega, Clozaril, certain medications that need special credentialing for it.
I have a first by Alba, a second by Scanlon. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, number 4.
And again,
How you doing?
I'm gonna invite Grace to this one. She's I'll have actually, you introduce yourself.
Morning, still morning, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, Grace Poor, Program Manager for Lassen County Housing and Grants.
So we're here to talk about transitional rent and the agreement between us and our managed care system, which is partnership. So this is another mandate that we are asked to do. It's just partner with our managed care system to have them provide the oversight for our transitional rent. For folks, they can get up to 6 months of transitional rent while they're coming out of homelessness, or they might be at risk of homelessness. So we're super excited about partnering with our managed care plan to be able to continue working with us in regards to providing some of our folks who are at risk of losing their apartment, housing, whatever, to make sure that they continue to stay stable and to continue with their housing. There's other programs out there, but this one is a huge one for us to be able to provide for our community as we go forward with our BHSA plan in terms of housing and homelessness.
Good. This is stated it's a reimbursement plan, so the county paying for it up front and we're getting reimbursed.
Now, you want to speak on
I
that?
understand that.
Yeah, it's similar to how we bill services for Medi-Cal currently. So we would have Medi-Cal eligible family, someone who is on the managed care plan, the partnership health care plan, and they would identify a need for services, housing services, and we would then bill for that service.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the draw down the money from the managed care system.
I got a question on this. So you're gonna get reimbursed by the state,
By partnership,
by partners here?
our managed care system.
And what's the guarantee you're gonna get reimbursed for this? I mean, I'm assuming it's all tax dollars. It's just
Correct.
funneling around through and with the state budget the way it is. I mean, I'm very questionable because they're gonna. Granted, this is probably a pretty secure one because of the government's, for the governor's deal, but still at the same time, I mean, they pull these funds all the time. They've done it with Williamson Act and some of the other things. They just pull the funding, we're left holding the bag.
Yeah. I don't think so for this one, because like I said, with the BHSA, with us being told we have to do this, same thing is going on with the managed care system. They're telling us they have to do it too. But could they pull it in the future? I can't predict that, unfortunately. I did say though, that there's gonna be a lot of changes in the next couple of years, especially on the federal side. So we just don't know. But going forward for right here, right now, we do want to be able to secure these funds for these individuals that really do need that 6 months of help keeping them stabilized in their housing or to help them with housing.
So this contract is just gonna be for a 1 year, one and done, and then renew it again?
It could be, I think it could be extended longer. It's just getting it up and started for us.
Who's gonna extend? Do we have the choice to extend that or are they gonna extend it?
I think so. I think they could do, I think it's like a mutual thing for both of us. It's not just us making that a decision. It's going to be obviously the state who will make the final decision, but partnership will be the ones that'll be overseeing it in conjunction because they have just as 50-50 responsibility with these clients as we do. So we don't want to carve them out because again, folks that are on Medi-Cal are under the jurisdiction of our managed care system. So we want them to be involved and we want them as a partner with us to go along and help us with these clients.
The partnership health that's the coalition of the northern counties.
Pretty much all of Northern California is under the partnership plan.
So if we don't approve it, they'll go to another county.
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if it would go to a different county or not. I know they would probably question us on the state level of asking us why we didn't pursue it and why we're not meeting our mandates on the behavioral health side of helping our folks with housing and homelessness.
It's a program for Lassen County residents, so the residents who need the program would be the ones that lose out.
And how many Lassen County residents do you have that need this program? Not want it, but need it.
I'm trying to think.
Currently, the PIT count, the most current PIT count, I think we surveyed about 160 people experiencing homelessness. We know that number is low. At any given time on our list of people who are waiting for housing services, there's approximately 200 people. So there's definitely need for services, and behavioral conditions aren't exclusive to people experiencing homelessness, but it's a lot harder to stabilize your conditions without a stable house, without a stable place to be.
Yeah. And the big thing for me too is I'm looking at this long term in terms of I send a lot of people out and putting them in board and cares, which costs the county and us a lot of money each year. If I can put them in a housing here and wrap services like wraparound services around them, I'm hoping eventually I won't have to keep putting contracts together to put them in boarding cares and other housing outside. Because we can't find suitable housing to actually treat them here.
Where's our suitable housing up at the old hospital?
We have 5 individuals in there right now.
The other 15 are projected to hopefully be completed within the month.
Yeah, it's been a great project so far, having them right next door to us. It's been a huge benefit to having them come by each morning and greeting us and us greeting them. So I think it's a win-win for all of us. And the campus looks beautiful. It's nice to go by the old hospital. I don't know if you remember the old hospital and the condition it was in. It's nice to see that it's now improved and people are expressing of like how nice it looks up there now on the Hospital Lane Hill.
You are gonna have a grand opening, aren't you?
Yes, we're working on that once we can get the other.
I knew that. I just wanted the board to know because I've been up there since they started moving people in and I couldn't believe how nice it was.
Yeah,
It's pretty impressive. Should be, but
it's nice. It's very.
and you've got happy people up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess I can move to approve the Partnership Health Plan of California Transitional Rep Provider Agreement and authorize the CAO to execute the agreement.
I have a motion by Alba. I hear a second.
I'll second it.
I have a second by Mike Shanley. Those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay, number 5.
So again, before you is our annual
What's your
agreement.
name?
Danielle Sanchez, Assistant Director and Personnel Coordinator.
Thank you.
Before you is our annual agreement between Lassen County and the Department of Healthcare Services for our Medi-Cal inmate program. This program allows eligible incarcerated individuals to receive covered Medi-Cal services during specific periods of incarceration, including pre-release services and coordination of care to support successful re-entry into the community. We bring this before you every year, this agreement for you now, and then the next item will be for the costs incurred to participate in the program.
The next one's the cost. This one's the,
Correct. This is the participation agreement. Says we will participate in the program.
It's kind of like saying we'll play fair.
Correct.
Is there any cost to the county on this?
For this one, no. We'll talk about cost in the next agreement.
what if we pass this one, we'll pass the next one?
I'm not sure.
We'll find that. We'll cross that road.
Our outcomes for justice involved individuals.
Just before we put them in free housing when they get out.
So I put these all together.
It's two separate agreements, and they're two separate items.
That's why we have you deciding instead of us.
Okay, so this was for the Medi-Cal for incarcerated people in jail.
Correct.
And once they get out of jail, they don't know.
This is specific to incarcerated individuals. To support reentry.
What if they come from the prison to our county jail to get out of prison? That would
Still an incarcerated individual, so they would qualify if they qualify for the program at the time for the service that is required.
If they come from the state prison to our county jail, shouldn't they still be on the state side?
They're Medi-Cal eligible regardless if they're within the state. So it's the county of residence.
You realize how much work we put into the
Well, it's the legislature, sir.
They're all lawyers.
Some of them are.
Only good lawyers are lawyer.
There we go. I was gonna, some of those legislators are rangers, I think, so.
Right.
Good one.
I'll make a motion to approve the
approve the agreement and authorize the county administrative officer to execute.
Okay, I have a motion by Scanlon and a second by Neely. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved. Number 6.
Logan, Danielle Sanchez, Assistant Director and Personnel Coordinator for Health and Social Services. The agreement before you now outlines the terms and conditions and the fees related to administering the FCIP program. The total of around $850 for a 3-year period.
So why do we have to pay the $150? Is this to pay somebody to do the paperwork for it?
It's the administrative costs to run the program. It is $257.86 for 26-27, $278.33 for 27-28, and $300.85 for 28-29.
So what state bureaucrat are we paying that money?
You're paying for the administrative costs, which includes portions of the FTE, and it is based on the amounts are based on population counts
Is it jail or the county?
of the county.
Does that include the prison or without the prison?
I could not tell you.
That's really not too bad a price for administrative fees.
No, it is not. So the way that it is calculated, it is 30% of the total administrative costs will be distributed evenly to participating counties with over 50,000 in population, or 70% of the total administrative costs will be allocated to participating counties pro rata based on population. Population data is obtained by the California Department of Finance Demographic Estimate, located on page 13 of 13.
I can't turn the page on it.
You can scroll with your finger. Scroll.
There you go, Aaron.
It also states to account for the cost of living adjustment on a yearly basis. After the initial, DHCS will include a year-over-year growth factor of 8%. So that's why it increased every year.
Mhm.
4%. They get agreed.
Any other questions? I need a motion then.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement 26-30123. Authorize the county administrative officer to execute the agreement.
Yeah, I have a motion by Scanlon and a second by Neely. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No,
Okay, so moved. Okay,
it's too much money.
number 7. Public convenience or necessity for off-sale alcohol.
Good afternoon, Chair, Supervisors, Mindy Hilton, Senior Planner, Lassen County Planning and Building Services. Singapore LC has applied to the ABC for an off-sale liquor license for the Hurlong Market at 742-870 Hurlong Access Road. Currently, the number of allowed licenses for off-sale liquor in this census tract is 4, however, 5 exist, which is why ABC will not issue the license until the board determines a public convenience or necessity need for the license. It is at the discretion of the board to determine what constitutes public convenience or necessity. I can tell you of the 5 licenses in existence, 3 are located in Doyle, 1's in Milford, and 1 is in Hurlong at the Mark. A potential finding that public convenience would be served by this application is that currently there's only 1 off-sale license in Hurlong. Both an approving and disapproving resolution are included in your packets for consideration. If you have any questions.
Any questions?
Will they come to us if we want to increase the number of liquor licenses?
If ABC will not issue the license if there's already, they have their own census tract and it lumps like Herlong and Milford and Doyle together, which is why that it shows there's 5 and that they only issue 4 for that area, for that census tract. So they will not issue it without your guys's.
Per
finding that there's a
population
convenience.
capita, they
Yeah.
issue it themselves. So they
Yeah.
got, if they want to do an additional one, the falls, there's 2 different, if it's a crime ridden area, they've already found that it doesn't apply in Lassen County. But per population capita, this would be the 5th and they only allow 4.
And so is this just for beer and wine or is it hard alcohol?
It's for off sale. That's what I know. Off sale is what the application says for a convenience market and it'd be located at the old Herlong Market.
So they include hard alcohol or just beer?
Yes.
It would include hard.
Yeah.
alcohol.
For
And
off
you
sale,
see it.
for off premise consumption only. So it's called, that's why it's off sale.
I know some of them are just beer and wine.
Yeah.
This just said off sale. So they don't.
So this is the new owner of the Herlong Market Enterprise.
Yes.
Were they selling alcohol prior to this in like any of the old markets?
They were selling beer and wine and liquor and cigarettes. Yeah, they were selling everything
Where?
at the Herlong Market.
No, is that the marker right before you go through the gate?
Yeah, it's the big one. Okay. Yeah, they used to have the Sunset Grill there with good food. They had everything there.
Sherry's dad built that place. He first built it.
Nice.
Long time ago.
Nice to see what he's gonna do with it.
So if it was already there, the previous store had it, they stole it, wouldn't it just carry over or if you more of a
I don't-
transfer than?
I don't know who they sold it to. I do know, I can tell you let's see, licenses that currently
He may have sold that license before.
exist out there.
But she was selling everything.
That's pretty common.
Yeah.
For off sale, Doyle Payless Shell, Honey Lake Campground, RV Park, Dollar General, the Mark, which is the only other one in Herlong, and then Grocery Hotel, which I don't believe is open. The address is 435065 Main Street, Doyle, California.
Yeah, which it's not.
Yeah. So, but the license is still in existence, whether it's being used or not, so they count it.
For this, they can still go buy their license from somebody else, right?
I don't think so.
If they can find one for sale, that's the issue.
Whoa, yeah,
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
maybe.
So do we have to have findings for either one of these? If we go one way or the other?
Yes, and there's 2 different, there's a approval and disapproval resolution in there.
It's really a discretionary decision,
Yeah,
right?
it's.
Mhm. I think so.
Yeah.
I really, adopt the resolution disapproving the off-sale liquor license.
Disapprove?
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion disapproving the liquor license by Alba and a second by Scanlon. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Michelle.
Supervisor Scanlon,
Yes.
Supervisor Neely,
Yes.
Supervisor Alba,
Aye.
Supervisor Ingram,
No,
Supervisor Bridges.
Yes. So moved. Okay, number 8, planning. Building services.
I'm so used to being called planning director. That was my turn.
Hey, Maury, wait your turn. Maury, sit down.
Hey.
Chomping at the bit.
Good morning or good afternoon, board. Galen Norwood, Planning and Building Services Department. This is a proposed ordinance adds new fees to Lassen County Code sections 3.18020, planning permit fees, 3.18090, building permit fees, and 3.130 surveyor fees, and repeals and replaces Lassen County Code section 3.18.120, environmental health fees. The requested action is to receive the report and to waive the second reading and adopt the ordinance. The attached ordinance was introduced at the board's May 19th meeting where a public hearing was conducted and questions were answered. So if there's no questions, or if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but the public hearing was already conducted.
Anyone have any questions?
I moved away the second reading and adopt the ordinance.
Okay, I have a first and a second. Those in favor?
Nope, it's a roll call.
Oh, okay.
It's an
Oh,
ordinance.
it's an ordinance. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Supervisor Scanlon,
Yes.
Supervisor Neely,
No.
Supervisor Alba,
Aye.
Supervisor Ingram,
Aye.
Supervisor Bridges.
Yes. So moved. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Administrative office, any correspondence, anything?
No, just want to report that I attended Prism last week and,
Prison.
Prism.
I know what.
And unfortunately, I have to report that, the premiums are going up. We're suffering through some, what they refer to as nuclear verdicts. And those are really impacting some of the pooling layers. And so there was a lot of discussion about corporate reform, and I'm gonna help support people at Prism with supporting letter in support of court reform, kind of put some caps on all these crazy verdicts, try to address it that way. But other than that, most of the funds are actually healthy, but some of the layers are taking a big hit with these nuclear verdicts, whether it be inmate death or anything. It could be anything, but there's just nowadays sky's the limit on what people are getting, and so trying to address that through court reform. And that's all I got.
Sam.
Oh, Sam, sorry, Sam wants to talk.
Samantha Gould, Deputy County Administrative Officer and IT Department Head. See, I had another title I forgot earlier. I would like to announce that our new website went live today. It's lassencounty.gov. The public can now access our new website at that address. They can stay up to date by viewing our county calendar and press releases, sign up for notifications, and it should be much easier for the public to access our information. So please go check it out at lassencounty.gov. I would also like to mention that we have made accessibility our priority with this implementation. So we are going to have readable PDFs and make sure that we're doing all of our ADA compliance with this website. The ADA compliance was largely funded by Community Social Services, and the probation funded the first year of the project and implementation. So thank you to probation and CalAIM. I'd also like to give a shout out to all the departments. We had a lot of staff on the training constantly getting their pages up and going. So thank you for all the departments that helped participate, and a huge shout out to Cheyenne, who orchestrated this whole project and did a lot of the work and really brought all of the cats together so that our website made sense. I wanted to make sure Sam heard that. So yeah, go check out our new website. It's beautiful.
Time out. Where's Travis?
Travis is also great, but Cheyenne did this project, but Travis was instrumental. Travis is out at the moment, so that's why you got me.
He's still here though, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
pulled it
there he
up.
is. And it's, we're also,
And the error message says, good news, you're lost in the right place.
right?
Bad news, the page you're looking for isn't here.
We are, like I said, went go live 8 o'clock this morning. So we were really working through getting that implementation up, but it is live. So we're working through those kinks. All of that stuff should be streamlined today. We are just, as we were encountering it, we're fixing it.
I have to say, you announced that with enthusiasm.
I'm pumped. We've
I
been
can
trying
tell
to
you
do this for a really long time. Our old website was garbage, not for a bad reason, just insanely outdated. So the amount of time, I mean, this was Travis's baby child. He brought it to life. Cheyenne really pushed it across the line, and the departments were significant helps, obviously. But this is really exciting. We're bringing ourselves into the 21st century. So check us out. We're doing great.
Tell them that we really appreciate it.
I will tell my IT staff that they're amazing because they are.
LassenCounty.gov.
Good question, yeah. So, means I went digital on all this stuff. So to read the agenda, do I go to this new website and go?
It'll work the same as the old site. You'll still see the board minutes and the streaming for everybody that wants to watch the videos. Or but the streaming, obviously, but we'll also be continuing to send out your packets to you guys, so you guys can get them through your email as well.
So read the email or through the website?
You can do both, whichever way. We will continue to email you regardless internally, but everyone else can access it through the website.
Everybody emailed it. Okay, good.
Well, Erin, you'd have to check it. Really?
Don't worry, we'll give it back.
This is yours.
We'll get it to you. We'll text you.
I didn't know we got it all, by the way. Okay,
Learn something every day.
anything else?
That's it.
Hey, well, I didn't email you guys last week. I didn't think you were looking at it.
Ask you, what is the total vote? Did they approve or did they miss it?
Oh, yeah, no,
Did they approve or disapprove that? Just in
they,
case they call me.
they disapprove with, hang on. Oh, where
The
are you?
applicants have been really hard.
I think it was unanimous,
That'll be when they call me. So I still make sure.
right? Okay, Mindy, let's see. It's resolution 26032. I'll get you
Well, we did a rollover, so we didn't.
I can't even think.
Website.
I know what you mean. You'll get me the.
Yes, I'll get you the thing. Yes, and it was disapproved, 4 ayes, 1 no.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, we were
I went to
instituting
the
that,
website,
and
but
we're
it
moving to a
wasn't
place
saving.
where our
That's why I
emails
came
will
down so
also be
early,
instead
'cause
of
it's like,
scaled
oh,
on
I don't-
It wasn't?
No, what it say online.
Okay, I'll have to go.
We just haven't.
On what I see, it showed, I could see them in my little screen, so I'll ask Cheyenne about it. Okay, you're welcome.
Sometime go to lunch for it over the next meeting.